Okay, I just wanted to do a quick video follow-up on the RodeCaster video. It is not an all-inclusive video. It doesn't show all of the things you can do with it. I'm only going to focus on the things that I use it for. So in the RodeCaster video software, you have this screen. If you go to Scene Builder, you can then select, like here I am. This is my only active camera right now. The other cameras, they're not active. They would be on 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you saw the other video where I show you the actual RodeCaster video hardware, you can see that the layout is quite similar. Now from here, you can also do things like layout scenes, which is the A, B, C, D. It goes all the way through G. If you have this model, I think there might be less on the other model. But it can basically do the setup like you have it. You're not going to see anything right now because the other cameras are not connected. You can also go to different things like the auto follow and maybe how you transition your scene from one to the other or your camera from one to the other. You can insert your media here. A lot of things you can do I'm not using because I don't use this actively when I am filming. So what I'm looking for here is, like it shows camera 3, I'm looking for the input source, and I might go to the scene audio and see which one of these are selected. So I know that I am talking through combo 1 right now. How you set this up might be different for you, but I have these turned on because these are the different ones I would use. If you're using different ones, you turn them on. So sounds might be background sounds, it might be imported sounds, it might be you playing your iPhone through the device. There's a lot of things you can do. So I don't want to dwell too much on the settings of this part. I'm just going to close that. And I'm going to show you here, there's also the audio mixer. In the audio mixer, you can go in and you can maybe look at the settings, and they have what they call effects. This is one of the strengths, one of the good things about the RodeCaster video. Is it has this like pre-processing where your audio is going in and it's going through these kind of filters that can help make your sound cleaner, make your sound fuller. And it has both this option and it also has like more of an advanced feature set. Well, I'm not going to do that on this because it says it will reset everything. But look, they got a high pass filter, de-esser, noise gate, compressor, they got EQ, and exciter. An exciter is going to make the high-end more brighter, richer, a little bit more interesting for the ear. And the low end should be a little bit fuller and less muddy. Panning is obviously just going left and right. So let me go to one of these other ones here. Let me go away from combo 1 to maybe combo 2. Because if I change that, I don't think it's going to mess anything up. Let's just say continue. So here are the basics. The basics are depth, sparkle, and punch. Advanced is when you include these other things. So I guess I had that backwards. Okay, so this is the basic thing. In your scene builder, just make sure that you have the audio source with the video source, or however you've combined them. So of course, I'm showing you camera number 3, and camera number 3 is using that audio from the combo jack. That's the XLR port on the back of the RodeCaster video. So how you set yours up is going to be dependent on your gear. And then they have the auto switching, the audio mixer. Audio mixer, again, is a little bit like what we just looked at. And there's different ways you can do this if you're doing it live or if you're doing it recorded. Now in device configuration, I don't really mess with this too much, but maybe you have which camera you know is going to be in which of these HDMI ports. They do have NDI. Now frame rate. I'm going to explain one thing about the frame rate. The frame rate, it does show that you can do some different options here. Changing this will reset all the audio and video inputs and outputs. Be aware of that. But aside from frame rate, here's what you need to make sure of. Your recording needs to be consistent. So this is currently set at 30 frames per second. If it's at 30 frames per second or 29, that 29.97, that's not going to make a huge difference. But You don't want to have some things at 24 and some at 60. It's going to make things very odd. Also, in the recording, when you're using the RodeCaster video, you're not doing 4K. You're doing maybe 1080p for the recordings. So on your camera settings, on your recording for the ISO from the RodeCaster video, and when you're doing your processing later, when you go into post, just make sure that everything remains the same frame rate. And also, if you are choosing to do maybe 4K, you're going to have to scale that down to fit your, outputted video. And so that's all there is to it. You're not going to see too much of this when I'm doing the videos because, I closed it. Okay, I will show you this then. Let's turn this on like it's brand new. We get to see a lovely castle in the background. When you first turn it on, it's going to be looking for the RodeCaster you have plugged into your computer. That's why you have to have the USB-C connecting it to the computer. You select that and it's already found your device. And why my recording didn't stop is because my recordings are not stored here on the computer locally. They're being recorded to that SSD drive that's attached directly to the RodeCaster video. So I know I mentioned this before on the other video, but if I had to use this without a screen or monitor, I could. I would lose some of my features, but I can make the recording, especially if I have everything kind of preset. So I hope this very short view into the RodeCaster video helps some of you if maybe you're looking at this and deciding if it's something that can work in your setup. So I don't know how this part's going to look, so I might have to re-record it later. But otherwise, create your world.